Real Talk disclaimer. The information provided by the host on this platform is for education and awareness purposes only. All information provided on this platform is provided in good faith. We make no representation or warranty of any kind, express or implied, regarding the accuracy, validity, and reliability of information shared by the host or show guests. The views and opinions of guests on the show do not necessarily reflect the views or opinions of the host of Real Talk. Under no circumstances do the host, show guests, sponsors, or affiliates assume responsibility for the actions of any viewer.
Welcome to Real Talk. Glad to have all of you to join us on today. You have Pastor Z and Bishop T. We're here every Thursday, 6:15. That's right, every Thursday at 6:15. We're so glad to have all of you to join us on today. Several ways you can join our podcast. One way is by conference call. That number is 1-646 224-5980. The PIN number is 334-1986. Not only are you able to join us that way, but you can also join us on Facebook Live. That's right, Facebook Live. Just put in Real Talk with Pastor Z and Bishop T. You can join us on YouTube live. We're currently live right now on both of those platforms. We have a Twitter page as well. Okay, glad to have all of you with us again on tonight. We're going to be talking about quite a few things. Hello to Miss Katrina Davis. Hello, Miss Stacy Otis. Glad to have all of you with us on today. Hello, Bishop T.
Pastor B, hello, how are you? I'm good.
I'm doing pretty good. How was your day? How have your day been?
I've had a good day. How about you?
I had a pretty good day. This rain has been something else, ain't it?
Well, yeah, we needed it though.
Yeah.
We needed it.
Yes, we're going to get to that, Mr. Smith. That's one thing I want to hit on tonight. Is and I think everybody know exactly. I hate to even say anything concerning that, but it needs to be said about the shootings that have taken place. And both of these. How old was the young man in Buffalo?
18.
18, and this guy was 18 years old. Our prayers goes out to all of these horrific incidents that have taken place throughout the nation, the nation. And I'm afraid that I don't know what it's going to take for things to get better, but people that sitting in high positions that could at least adjust the law to make it difficult for these young people to get their hands on. And it's not haven't just been young people committing these type of acts, but it's been some adults also. Saw some things on the subway. Just been a lot of shooting. And I saw a minister not too long ago, a couple of days ago, was talking about Democrats. Get them out of his church. That they was the devil. Um, it's strange to me how people can actually pin these type of actions, or not this particular type of action. I know what they was talking about, but actions of individuals on a party. Actions of an individual on a party. Talk to me, Bishop.
Well, I just think that gun laws, period, should be stricter than what they are. And the gun laws are even more lenient now than they were 10 years ago when the Sandy Hooks uh, elementary school shooting took place. And I know in some of these mass shootings, mental illness is a factor. I don't know that they have narrowed it to mental illness this time, but I know that it is a factor. But the even in the state of Alabama, we know that just in the last few months, the laws were made even more lenient for open care or whatever it was. Here is my thing. I can remember several years ago. I'm going to say it was probably anywhere from 12 to 15 years ago. I went to purchase a gun. And I went to purchase the gun because I had gotten in an argument. And I was just that mad. So quite naturally, when I got to the store, you could tell that I had been crying. You could tell that I was angry. The person on the other end of the counter showed me a gun, and I'm looking at the same gun today. I still haven't purchased the gun, but I have looked at the same type gun. But this is what he said to me. He saw the anger in me. He saw that something wasn't right, and he said, "Ma'am, if you wanted it, I could not. You couldn't carry it with you today." And he explained it to me. In the case of this young man with this last mass killing at this elementary school, there's so many things that I question. Why wasn't that a red flag? Why didn't somebody, when he went and purchased the first gun, then went back and purchased another gun, and then went back and purchased ammunition and all of that? So, there has to be some way to say, okay, this is a situation or something is going on, or maybe he's even planning something. So the whole thing is chilling to me. When you look at parents, and it happens to me every day because I take my niece to school every morning, and when I let her out, we go through our I love yous, have a good day, have a great day. And then I'm saying, God, protect her and protect these children. Thank you for your protection over these schools. And so it was chilling to just have come from her honors day. And then the next day, see this happening to families and to their babies, and not even being able to identify them, many of them, and even being told you don't want to see her. You don't want to see them. You don't, you know. So I think that we can take the easy route. We can take the easy route and do the blame game. But at some point, what we don't have today that we at least had, I'll say 10, 12, 14 years ago, is the ability to reach across the aisle and to see a need for laws and reformations that would help people at large. There's such a bickering from the White House to our local government officials till nobody is getting anything done, and we're sinking deeper and deeper and deeper. And it is unfortunate that some of those numbers I can't remember now, but there have been more mass shootings than we have the number of days that we've been in this year. So, 10 years, they on one of the news outlets, they took the time to show clips as far back as President Bush, which would have been what, 2004, somewhere early 2000s, to Barack Obama, and then even to Donald Trump, and now. So you're talking about the course of 4 presidencies, and what, 1, 2, 3 of those, 2 of those had 8-year terms. That this has been a problem. But if you will notice, whenever a Democrat gets into office, it gets hard to find guns and ammunition because Democrats at large are for reforming the gun laws. And it's so much now. I just think that when you look at what happened in Buffalo 10 days ago, 11, 12 days ago, and you look at where we are today with this situation, I really just question Republican or Democrat now, because it's hard to get anything done. You can't even get laws passed for voting rights, and not only that, when you look at it, and I will say it today, and I know that it may cause me some problem, but I beg to differ with you saying that you're a pro-life person when things you mentioned the preacher that said for the Democrats to get out. You're pro-life for that fetus or that embryo. That's what you're pro-life for. But you can't automatically be pro-life and not make the necessary changes and put the necessary laws in place to protect the lives of children and the lives of Black and brown people. Something is wrong. And something is wrong in Washington. Something is wrong in our individual states and our communities. And so the only thing that we can do is continue to inform, continue to be, I said to my family on Sunday night after the Buffalo incident, you basically got to be vigilant. But can you imagine 10-year-old children, and a assault rifle, who sells an 18? And I made the comparison of myself when I went to buy that gun. The guy told me, he noticed, he looked at me and saw, she mad. Let me tell her whatever she trying to do, whatever is on her mind to do. I don't know if he was telling the truth or not, but he didn't sell me a gun that day. And part of it was because, and he actually took 10-15 minutes and talked to me, and it calmed me down. But those guns are being bought by 18-year-olds. And I will say this, I agree with Biden. Why do we, with a statement that he made, and I'm not trying to talk about him as an individual, so don't nobody say nothing to me. I do agree with him when he says, what do you need? What do you need? We are everyday citizens. Why do you have to buy an assault rifle? What are you getting ready to do? You know what I'm saying?
I know exactly.
You look at the young lady who lost her scholarship. And if I think I'm correct, that took the prom picture with all those assault rifles and guns.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah. Lost
And
everything.
now you've met based on a picture.
Yeah.
Here again, we're not gonna even get deep into that because we know she was our cousin. Based on pictures, look, you are expelled from school, you lose your scholarship to go to college, but then other folk can go in and buy these guns and take take innocent lives. You know, it's and the thing about and I'm done when I say this, the thing about Texas, I've had to turn the TV off because these people who are doing the press conferences, they can't from 24 hours later, the whole story is changing. You're getting conflicting information. There was a resource officer, there wasn't a resource officer. You know, you're getting all this thing. So, you know, but at some point, and here is the thing, I will say this. At some point, Republicans and Democrats and anybody else, we're gonna come together.
Gonna have to.
We're gonna
Or it's
realize
gonna get worse.
We're gonna realize that we're stronger together than we ever will be, could be, can be apart. You know, we are stronger together. So it's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. And I my heart, my thoughts and prayers are with those families. And here's the thing. This is what I'm thinking too. We're talking about 21 people from this incident. Think about that hadn't made national news in just the last week. Think about the shootings that don't make national news. You know, these are making national news, but think about the things that are taking place that are just as horrific that are not making the news. And when you really think about it, if this young man at 18 set up, let me tell you something. Your grandmother, you shoot your grandmother in the head.
Yeah.
You know, everybody, I don't know nobody that ain't got to talk about their grandmama.
Wasn't she in critical shape?
Yeah, she's in critical condition. Yeah. I mean, he shot his grandmother in the head. And here again, he's telling somebody, a 15-year-old, another country, what he's getting ready to do. But I think that we have to deal with mental illness. I think we have to deal with the gun laws. And then don't tell me doing gun laws is not going to help. It will. It may not. Here's the thing. It may not wipe. It's not, nothing that you do is gonna eliminate whatever it is that you're trying to eliminate. Exactly. It works at it. It keeps it from being so much and numerous, you know. So, but there it's definitely, we have to.
Yeah. Yeah, Charles Hawkins said this. One of the husband of one of the teachers that was killed had a heart attack. Died today while preparing for his wife's funeral. The family said Joe Garcia had been married to a high school sweetheart, Irma Garcia, for 24 years before she was gunned down Tuesday at Robb Elementary School. It's very sad. Now, I do know that some mental illness, as well as they were saying that he wasn't going to graduate, and he had dropped out of school. So know that played a part in what he did. He had wrecked the truck, and he was on his way to the elementary school. Now with the Buffalo, New York, I don't think mental illness played a part in that. I think that was just racism because
So
so he had the N word on the barrel, and he was only shooting African Americans.
so
He was finna shoot one of his own color, and the guy said no, no, no. He said, "Oh, my bad,"
yeah,
and just went to shooting everybody else.
yeah. That's why I say I think some of it is mental illness. Now, here's the thing that I'm saying when it comes to mental illness, where this 18-year-old is concerned. And I hear what you're saying. He wasn't going to graduate and everything like that. But I don't know that there is a history of mental illness. There may be a history. You may be able to trace
Yeah,
a degree of disappointment. Here
right,
again, we're dealing with another generation where
right,
we won't tell them no.
right,
Everybody
right,
makes the football team. Everybody makes the cheerleading squad.
right.
Everything is being made and simplified so
Easy,
to
yeah.
spare feelings.
Spare
And
feeling.
then when these feelings get crazy, So, but
Yeah,
I do agree, and I know you and I are saying it's got to be a degree of mental illness to take out
right,
this type of horrific event.
right, right.
But I don't know that
But
I
let me
don't.
ask you something. Because I know, and I'm not saying this about you, Bishop T, but I want to ask you a question. You was angry. You went to get a gun.
Yeah,
Okay. So you was teed off.
I was mad.
That's just the word we can use on here. So you
Right.
was mad. You went to get a gun. Thank God there was somebody that was there to talk you down and even tell you I can't sell you this. Because had you purchased it, and I've been there before, who knows what would have happened because you was that angry, and I don't know what it was that had you angry. But say you did say, God forbid, that something did happen in that way. The first thing that I know that a lot of people would have said, she had some mental illness. You see what I'm
Oh, they
saying?
would have said they probably would have said that I temporarily snap or temporarily,
Yeah. So
you know.
does that fall into the mental illness? I'm just asking because I
No,
don't know.
yeah, I understand what you're saying. And while you were talking, that's what I was thinking. What is that a level? I guess if you go temporary insane,
Yeah, yeah,
and
yeah,
here is
yeah.
the thing, I can only thank God
Yeah.
that He was there, and I could only pray that something would have snapped back in me to say this is not what you want to do.
Right.
And thirdly, let me say, as a result of that, I it is my hesitation. It has been my hesitation with buying a pistol. It
Yeah.
has been my hesitation because when you pull it,
It's too late.
you see what I'm saying?
And trouble is easy to get in and hard to get out of. And I've said this before and people laugh at it, but it's my honesty. I've hidden my pistols from myself because I'm afraid that if I can get to it and there's been times that I've actually drove to work and a car full of Caucasians is in front of me and young people, and I'm in the car by myself and they picking, stop in the middle of the highway, and I'm trying to get to work. And I just had to doggone use common sense. I know I can't handle all of them, no telling what they have. And I just bag off and let them go on up the road, or I turn another route. But it's
And
been cases. Yeah.
those are things that we as sensible people do. We think twice. But what is it that drives someone? And I hate to bring it up because it is not as severe, but just like, and I'm going to say this real quickly, Will Smith when he slapped
Yeah.
Chris Rock?
Yeah.
Did he just for a minute lose it? How many people you get this bad news on your job and you lose it? And I guess what I'm saying, that's why we have to do things and have things in place, because there is that person that's
Yeah.
going to lose it. There is
Yeah.
that person
Yeah.
that is mentally ill, because I heard them say today, and that's why I had to turn it off today. I'm a former educator.
Okay.
Okay. And the last school that I taught at, and I taught in Birmingham at West End High School. The majority of the time, even then, and I started teaching, I want to say mid 90s, late 90s somewhere, my classroom door was locked. So you didn't just come to my door and walk in.
Mm-hmm.
It concerns me that even he gets to this school and there's a door unlocked. So there are a lot of dynamics to this that could have protected those children. Now
Yeah.
we're hearing there wasn't a resource officer there. So I'm saying we can't we have to have laws in place for the people in our community that are mentally ill.
And you say all the time, proactive.
Exactly.
You say all the time.
Exactly. Let me tell you, what is it that people say? You plan for the worst and hope for the best, or whatever, expect the best, or whatever. We have to be proactive in that. It's just like having insurance. It's just like having automobile insurance, life insurance, homeowners insurance, and you can pay it for years and never need it.
Yeah.
Until the day that you do need it. So
Exactly.
we if it's stricter gun laws, if it's keeping doors locked, and I heard somebody say, well, arm the teachers with guns. Let me tell
That's
you
the
something.
same thing as I've heard people say, arm your deacons or members. You need to allow them to bring guns to church, because it was some radical people running around in these churches. And what we end up doing was hiring security guards. They know how to handle situations like that. They hung around the church for a while, to make sure, and they walked around while we was in. I wanted my members to feel safe coming to church, because you had an incident.
Right. I
Yeah,
was a part of that.
and that was one of the reasons, and it went down the street a little further.
Both directions.
Yeah, and we want to make sure that the members was feeling comfortable and safe, that none of this stuff was taking place.
Well,
Protected.
even with worshiping, because one of the things that I did at that during that time, I had an armed security guard there. Nobody knew he was armed, so it wasn't visible or anything. Because even some of the members were like, well, I'm gonna start bring everybody. No, we're not gonna have that, because
Right.
But here again, even now for worshiping, because at that time we were talking about a situation that was local. But if you remember, either on the heel of that or before that young man had gone into South Carolina and shot up that church.
Right.
So again, we are in a day and time where we have to take the necessary precautions, even for going to the grocery store. Pastor Z, we said it last week.
Yeah.
We're just, who would have ever thought that what we consider to be after the time of the civil rights movement, now in 2022, we're not safe because of the color of our skin to go in the grocery store and purchase 2 or 3 items.
Yeah.
And there's still no linkage to why this young man went to that elementary school.
Yeah. It don't
You
say,
know,
he just simply said he was going, but that's what they saying, but don't know why
don't know why
he
he,
chose to go to the elementary school
but
when
he
he
did say
dropped out in
days
high school.
before. He
Yeah.
did say days before you better watch the elementary schools or whatever. But you know, so here again, we don't know what everybody's thinking. We don't know everybody's experience, but we have to be prepared for them.
Yeah.
We have to be
Right.
prepared for them.
You know, there's a saying, and I think it was a president, a former president said, one that failed to plan to fail.
Playing the field.
Yeah. Yeah. But tonight we have County Commissioner District 5, Jeffery Washington will be joining us in just a few seconds. Before we go to him, we're going to take a quick commercial break, and we shall be right back.
Birmingham, Gadsden, and all surrounding areas.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hog. You name it!
Rib Bones and Humility Music present An Evening with Gospel's Best, starring the 11-time Grammy Award-winning Queen, Pastor Shirley Caesar.
Right.
Sunday, June 26, 4 p.m. at the venue at Coosa Landing. Pastor Shirley Caesar. And she's not coming alone. See Leandria Johnson. Leandria Johnson. And Tim Rogers.
If you know you've been blessed, let me hear you say,
An Evening with Gospel's Best. Sunday, June 26, 4 p.m. at the venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden. Tickets at Eventbrite.com. JB's House of Fashion in Birmingham. Rib Bones in Gadsden. Mr. Shoes in Huntsville. And On Time Fashion in Oxford. Make it a girls' getaway trip, ladies. For info, 256-557-3746.
Hey everyone, this is your girl Leandria Johnson. Listen, meet me, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Pastor Tim Rogers, Sunday, June 26, 2022 at 4 p.m. Now the doors open at 3 p.m. and this event will be held at the Coosa Landing, 201 George Wallace Road in Gadsden, Alabama. Listen, come on out, bring your crew, and let us fellowship together. All right? June 26, 4 p.m. Hope to see you there.
All right. Welcome back to Real Talk. We are happy to have Commissioner Jeffery Washington with us on today. You there, Jeffery? Let me see if we can get him back in. What about now? Can you hear us? We can't hear you. Sign off and log back in. See if we can get him on. We're going to get him back on in just a few minutes. We're going to talk about what's going on locally. I know a lot of people have, we here has been having a lot of questions concerning the primary election that took place. Let's see if we can get him in. You there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right. Okay. All right. Glad to have you on, man.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on again. And again, my heart goes out to Texas, and the situation that's out there is a sad situation. And I'm going to encourage everyone to continue to pray and pray for those families who have lost their precious children and the ones who lost their loved ones as teachers. It's important that we pray and be on one accord and believe that God is going to work things out and make things better by us praying and moving on. He moves on our behalf.
Okay. Are you on your tablet? Or what you
Yeah.
on? Are you using your Wi-Fi or what?
Oh, I'm on my tablet.
Okay, you freezing up for some reason. Okay. We weren't having these issues earlier. Let's see if we can get you okay. All right. Well, but let's talk. It's too soon, I guess, to say congratulations.
Somewhat.
According to the numbers and initially what Gaston Time put out, they declared you as one of the winners in the Etowah County primary election. But you're still county commissioner anyway. So
Yes.
and so there's a lot of people. I've got some calls today want to know if we're going to kind of discuss or share in what has taken place, what changed from Tuesday night until Wednesday morning. Because there was another article that came out concerning the House 29 and 28, and even Commission District 4 race and District 5 race. And I understand that was the registrar. There was issues that they had. But let's talk about it. So tell us, where are we, and when will we know who was the winner of those particular races?
As of right now, nothing has been certified. Even though people we were saying congratulations to me, it was a uncertified position. I hadn't won because the way the polls have always worked and elections always work is that on the night that the boxes come in, they count the boxes, you get the numbers. Those numbers are unofficial. So the numbers I had Wednesday night were unofficial, but they were accurate numbers. So then 7 days, which this was the 24th, on the 31st, which is 7 days later, which is a Tuesday, they would count the provisional ballots, the mail-in ballots, and some of the ballots that come in from overseas or wherever they come from. They will come in through this week time, waiting those 7 days. They will check those ballots against the registrar to make sure they are registered to vote. Then if they are registered to vote, they'll run their card, the provisional ballot, through the machine, and whoever that vote is for, they will give that to the candidate. And then after that has happened on the 31st, then because our election, the Democrat election was a primary election and it was a local election, so the probate judge, Scott Hassel, will not certify our election. Our election, because it's a local election, it will go to the Etowah County Democratic Executive Board, who will receive the numbers from Scott Hassel, and then they will certify the candidate that will be representing them in the general election. But since we don't ever have an opponent usually in the general election, if someone on the Republican side say they were running for this seat, if they pick me or pick me, I would run against the Republican. So since we don't have the Republican there, then whichever one wins this election, usually it's the county commissioner. We don't have to be in the general election runoff.
Okay. So can this be long drawn out?
It can be long drawn out if the other party, the other candidate decides to contest whatever the findings are. After Tuesday, if it still shows that I'm the winner and they decide to contest the numbers and say they're not accurate, then they get to file a grievance or whatever. It would go to the executive Etowah County executive committee to hear that, and then they would vote on whether or not to accept those things or see how liable they are, and then they'll make a decision. And if they vote again and say we're not going to accept them, we're going to still hold true to our candidate, we're going to receive those ballots. Then they get to appeal again above them to the state level. So this can go on, but you only have 5 days. So after Tuesday, if my opponent decides to contest, if I'm still winning, if my opponent decides to contest the ballots and the boxes, she has 5 days to do so. And that means that from that Wednesday, she has 5 days to contest it. And then once that happens, then the executive committee would vote on that, and then if they still hold true and certify me the winner, she can contest it again, and it would go to Montgomery, and the state Democratic board would look at it and make a decision then.
Now, believe me when I say this. I want every vote to count. And I'm going to say that again because I know it could be twisted by 12. I want every vote to count because everyone has a right to vote. But I mean, I know they're going to do the provisional ballots. Now, I know that it wasn't anything wrong with the machines, first of all. Nothing wrong with the machines. Even if the power went out, they got a 4-hour backup battery on all the machines, so there was no problem with the machines. So let's put that out there so people will know. We know that the issues was with the state and the board of registers. We know that was the issue. They didn't get the information out in time. And people, there was said that people showed up and got the wrong ballots and this and that. But it has been stated that everyone that wanted to vote got a chance to vote with the provisional ballots. Okay, so I asked the question because I heard power was supposed to went out. The storm didn't really hit until about 6:45 or about 10 minutes to 7. There was a storm that came through, and it came through kind of swiftly. But it was even with that, I've checked around and asked questions. Did anybody report power went out at any of the polls? No one has confirmed that took place because they're using that as a reason why maybe some of their voters did not get to go into the polls and vote because the power was out. Haven't heard anybody report that. But even in that case, that can stand the same for you. Some of your people might not got out because the power was out, are able to get in because the power was out. It's not just working for one person, just like these provisional ballots. I'm sure if there's provisional ballots for District 5, all of them is not going to be in your opponent's favor, and all of them is not going to be in your favor.
Now,
It's not going to be one-sided. And it's a county-wide provisional ballots, county-wide. So there are some for District 4 for the House. And I read the article concerning Steve Reagan wanted to run for the House representative, and he was told that he didn't live in the district that he was supposed to live in. And it's just, even Mac Butler, sister, went to the polls. So it wasn't just something that went wrong for District 5. So we don't, it amazed me that when we're on the opposite end of where we want to be, we can make excuses. And it sounds a lot like a Trump move, where he, refused to take defeat. He refused to take defeat, and he was going contested and didn't want his vice to certify the votes and start the insurrection. And I've heard that there was quite a few calls that they'll receive concerning what's going on. Now, here's the thing: nobody wants to lose. Nobody wants to lose, and I understand that. Her supporters want to know what's going on. They upset because they don't like the fact that, as it appear, that you defeated her. Well, I'm sure the Alabama fans was upset when Georgia beat them in the national championship. Ain't nothing you can do about it, but you lost. And it would look real bad if Nick Saban didn't go out there in the middle of that field after he lost and shake Kirby Smart's hand and say, good game. You know, we was told at the debate that people need to play nice, that even after this election is over, we still gotta live among each other. And I haven't seen people playing nice in quite some time during this election. And it's sad that we want to play victim when it's convenient, so that some of the constituents can have pity on the very person who's been the villain all along. You know, they said that there was people at the polls shouting out things and discouraging other voters, telling them which way to vote, or spreading lies. You ain't got no control. As long as they ain't passing out those papers and representing you, you don't have no control of what anybody say. And I'm sure those very people that they was talking about, are saying things to the ones that was going in to vote, they couldn't go stand over them while they marked the ballot. So, you know, it's just a lot of things being said as if there's some discrepancy or some foul play or something have taken place on your end. Here's the thing that I've discovered, and I learned this as a child. If you throw mud, you subject to get something on yourself. You subject, you put your hand in mud, you just as dirty as what you're picking up. You know, and there's a lot of negative press coming from our community. Our community, they couldn't sell you no time, but they can spend a lot of time pulling you down. And everybody else. I heard a show the other day. They talked about everybody but them. I mean, ain't nobody good but her in the world. In Gaston, Alabama. Ain't nobody doing nothing on these boards. I mean, you know, so we don't know when it will be certified, and if it's certified, we don't know if or when things will happen where it won't continue to be contested. But you know, as it stands right now, according to the numbers, your numbers are more than hers. From the very constituents in District 5. Bishop, you got anything?
Well, I'm gonna say this, and there may be a little humor in it, and there may not be, but I have one thing to say. I just hope that 2 years from now, we don't be talking about this election like we are still talking about the presidential election from 2020. I think there are laws and there are rules and regulations in place for these type things, and I think that will prevail. And so I hope that we'll just accept whatever it may be, on whatever side it may be, and not make it something that it doesn't have to be. That's all I have to say about that. If congratulations is too early, then because I've already said congratulations before all of this. So we just have to sit back now and let the rules, regulations, the powers that be do what they do in situations like this, and just let it unfold, So I just hope that it's not that situation. You mentioned the president's name, but I hope that it's not that situation.
Yeah, because that's the case. And we don't need no insurrection on the county either. I'm just saying. Commissioner.
Yeah.
So next Tuesday at 12 noon, it's my understanding at 12 noon, that they
They'll
would
check.
do. They would take the provisional ballots and they'll run it through,
Yes.
and you will be able to be there along with your opponent. I don't know if
Yes.
it's open to the public, but you'll
It
be able
is.
to be there.
I
It
believe
is.
it is. I believe it is.
Where you'll be able to witness the ballots go through, and the ticket will be given to the probate judge after everything is ran. Am I correct?
Once everything is ran, it'll go to the probate judge will give it to the Democratic Party. What's left?
Will both of you know the numbers
Yes, we'll both know the numbers.
right then? Will everybody that's there to witness it, will
True.
they all be able to hear the numbers?
Yeah, the numbers are usually posted, I believe. But from my understanding, normally they used to um, make the decision right there. But with the way situations are going, the Democratic committee will be there to receive the numbers, and they may certify them right then, or they may wait to certify them later. That's on them when they will say we accept these numbers. That's on them. I wanted to share with the people that I felt like the people spoke when they went to the polls, and I brought these numbers so people would know. Uh, Foul play, if it was lights went off, it was equal. If there were ballots being passed out in the parking lot, they were equal. I think people ought to know that at the Carver Community Center box, I had 147, she had 135. At the North Gaston Recreation Center, she had 40 and I had 29. At the Old Gaston High School lunchroom, she had 26 and I had 23. Downtown Civic Center, she had 18, I had 44. At Wallace Hall, she had 156, I had 177. At the East Gaston Community Center, she had 116, I had 133. At First United Methodist Church, that's a Tala, she had 38, I had 75. Absentee, people who voted absentee, she had 17 and I had 22. I believe the people have spoken, and they made it clear they wanted me to be in the seat. They voted that way, and I believe, like Scott Hassel and the Attorney General said, everyone that wanted to vote voted, and I believe that the paperwork tells you that people voted for her and for me. Polls were open the same length amount of time. I wish that we would accept what's going to come out and we move on. But I'm excited about serving the community. I want to keep serving the community, and I'm excited about the numbers. I feel confident about the numbers.
Let me ask you a question. What was your total and her total?
My total was 659 to her 561. I took 54% of all the boxes. The boxes, now it's not provisional. This is only the boxes in those locations, and she had 46% of the boxes of all the locations.
So you said you had five what?
I had 659.
659, and she had
561.
Okay,
That's 98. Now the
okay,
other
so let me ask you this. Just so how many provisional ballots or do they know how many that is out there?
the number was that I received was 188 provisional ballots are out to go through the machine. Now
Okay.
understand
So
all those won't go through though, Dre.
What you say?
All of those provisional ballots will not go through.
What you mean they won't go through?
The way it was explained is that a lot of times people vote provisional, and a lot of times they are not registered to vote, but they will not deny you the right to vote. So if you go in and you're not registered to vote, and they give you a provisional ballot, and you do it, when they take that provisional ballot back and they compare it to the list and people who are registered to vote, if you're not registered to vote, they will not run that provisional ballot.
Okay, well let me ask you this. You can't hear me, right?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay. How do you get a provisional ballot if you're not registered to vote? How do they issue those out?
So if you go into the poll place and they can't find you on the list, they still allow you to vote.
They shouldn't.
But that's just
Why?
the law.
That's confusing.
I can't argue with that. That's just the
Well,
law.
well. Can y'all change that as commissioners?
That's state. That's state.
Well, I mean, that's crazy to me because why do we have to carry ID?
What?
Why do we have to sign in? Why do they have to write our name down, find us in order for us to vote at certain places? Because what you gonna do if you can't find me? In other words,
I think I answer your question by what I'm finna say. Because see, I think this will answer your question. A provisional ballot in elections in the United States, a provisional ballot is used to record a vote when there are questions about a given voter's eligibility that must be resolved before the vote can count. So a provisional ballot is when there are questions.
Right.
So
So if you go in,
yeah.
you may be everything's going to technology now, and with the way it works, sometimes if something didn't get pushed the right way or put somewhere, so they take that provisional ballot back and compare it against the roll and the computer, and if that person is able to vote, they get that vote counted. So that way, everybody gets the opportunity to vote because we're still dealing with man putting stuff in the computer for this to take place. So they trying to make sure.
So my question, by Tuesday, they will have done the proper research
Right.
to know what ballots to hold and what ballots
What
not.
ballots to let go.
So here's my question. You don't write your name on the ballots. So how you know what ballot belongs to the person?
Because of the way that you sign in, you still do everything just like you.
Is it a number on the ballots?
It's yes.
Right.
Everything that you've
that's
done.
How they do it when you go.
Yeah, everything that you do, that person that does not have to do the same thing. And if they don't, they don't turn anybody away. Is what
I understand that.
Yeah. So whatever you went in and they did your driver's license and they did that and they wrote that number down and that number went over there and they put you on that sheet and then you went over there and got that sheet, all that matches. All those numbers.
But I've never seen, because at the table where you pick up the ballots, I've seen where you have two people sitting there with ballots, and you either go to the one or the other and just grab a ballot, and they just hand you the thing in a private envelope, and you go. I know they write your name down, but I never really paid attention to the ballot to see if there was a number on it.
When I went in to vote this time, after I gave my life, I went in later in the evening. When I went in, the lady at the table by herself, I got a blue slip, a white slip, which was Democrat, and the blue slip was Republican in there. And she gave me my license back with a little sheet of paper that had 40 on it. When I went over, I gave that lady the 40, and that matched that ballot that I was getting. And that's why they keep them in order. And then if you're a Republican, she'll give you another ballot, and that number will have a different number on it also. That's how they keep them in order. And then, like, when it goes through, it's going to be a Democrat or it's going to be a Republican. So when it goes through the machine, it'll tell you that's a Republican and that's a Democrat, and it'll give you who they voted for.
Okay. For some reason, I haven't paid attention to that, and you just, when you vote, you just feel like it's anonymous anyway. So won't nobody know once you slide it through the machine. And I knew it had to be a way of tracking, but with these provisional ballots, so they will have all the information they need. They will pull out the ones that they have that is
not registered,
that not registered, or some foul play to it, questions to, and run the rest. Now here's the thing: the 188 ballots, provisional ballots, does not just park in District 5. Am I correct?
You're right. It's the entire Etowah County.
Okay, so there are some ballots that would not have anything to do with District 5.
Correct.
They will have District 4. Okay, all right.
So everybody who ran that went in and had a question about where they should vote at, and they got the provisional ballot, they get a chance to do that. And that could be at Nakalula Falls. That could be at any voting poll place. But we came out with a total number of 188 people that had to do their provisional. I like to say this. This is not the first time we used provisional ballots in the first election I ever ran in. People didn't.
Every election, ain't it?
Right. Every election has some provisional. And again, when the attorney generals, when the registers came down to try to clear the problem up and fix it, they didn't quite get it fixed. They were trying to get these things out to people. It didn't happen. And I know it seems like a lot of times it seems like it's my fault based on what I hear. And when they came down, they didn't call me and tell me I need to come help do that, because that's not my job. My job was, we did move the lines. And when we moved the lines, at that point, we had plenty of time for the Board of Registrars to get the information to the people. Now, those people don't work for me. I have no control over the employees at the county, and definitely don't have any control over the state employees. So for me to go up there and try to tell them how to do their job, I can't do that. I can't even talk to the employees that do work for the county and try to give them instructions to do something. I only have two people I have direct control. I won't say control, but authority with, and that would be the CAO and the engineer. Those are the only two people I have direct access to talk to about getting things done. The other employees I don't. But to make it seem like it's just I didn't do it or I didn't get it there in time, and the question is asked.
Well, everything is your fault.
Yeah.
Everything is your fault. I mean, everything. I mean, pouring down rain Tuesday, that was your fault. It got to do with God. You did that. I mean, everything is County Commissioner District 5's fault right now. You see what I'm saying? It depends on who's in the seat. You know, other folks get passed for taking money and dropping it in a rich neighborhood for a road, but then you take it from an area that is suffering, that need every dollar we can get. You know, I mean, I'm just saying.
Let me ask a question though, to just for clarification, as we are talking about the provisional ballot. You made a statement that everybody who wanted to vote or who went to vote was able to vote. The clarification that I'm asking for is what you are saying is if I got to the polls and there was a problem, there was an issue, that person was given a provisional ballot. And so that means that their vote still was cast, and now they go through whatever needs to be done between now and next week. But that vote has already been cast. And your reason for saying everyone, or you were told that everyone that wanted to vote voted, because if they went to vote and there was an issue, then they were given a provisional ballot.
Right. Scott Hassel and the state attorney general made that clear in the Gaston Times.
Okay.
That was the first statement they made in a couple of paragraphs, that everyone that wanted to vote had the opportunity to vote. So if you went to the poll, you had the opportunity to vote. No one was turned away. That's all I'm saying. No one got to the poll and said, no, you cannot vote. That did not happen. But that's what it seems like there's been. These votes, every one of these people, there's 1,200 something people went in and voted. They had no problem because no one called. I do recollect that the statement was made that that my opponent was getting a whole lot of phone calls during the day about people not being able to vote and people not being able to vote and people were having problems. Well, then you come on Facebook and you make an appeal for people to come out and make the mad last dash for the voter to the voting polls, and you don't tell the people that there could be a problem, get a provisional ballot. You're just telling them to come and vote, but you don't say anything about there may be a problem. And you put that on Facebook to encourage the people to come vote, but you don't tell them they may encounter a problem. But you've been getting calls all day about it. That means, somewhere along the way, I just don't see how that lines up. That if you know a problem is going on and you don't share it with the people you asked them to come make that last vote, it was there on Facebook. I'm only quoting what was there. So how do you get phone calls all day about a problem and not share that problem when you ask some people for the last, hey, the polls is going to be open in another hour and 15 minutes or whatever that was. Come and get your vote. You still got time. Close on polls at 7. But you don't say, hey, when you get there, if there's a problem, ask for a provisional ballot. That's not safe.
Well,
So, I mean, was there anybody that you know of? Did you get any calls? Did anybody tell you that they went to the poll and they didn't see a ballot with y'all name? I did. I had someone to tell me that, but they got a ballot and that had a provisional ballot that had your name and her name on it, and they was able to vote. So it didn't just happen for her people. I mean, I don't think you can control that. What happens when they get there and their name or is not there at the particular poll where they went to vote.
But
I used this app that we was talking about registering people to vote, and in using that app, it told me I looked up a lot of people. It was asked why I go to vote, what do I go to vote, and I put their name in and their age and their date of birth, and it shows you exactly where to go and vote.
Everything about your district, it shows you everything. And the only thing was the board of registrars did not get a chance, or I don't know, I can't make an excuse for them, and I'm not trying to say they bad or whatever. It just, I understand the board of registrars did not get a chance to mail all the cards out to people who were relined. And when they got relined, those things were not mailed out. And so we
Listen,
don't have,
Joyce Rogers got a question for you, bro.
yes.
She said, I want to know, when are they going to pave Megan Boulevard like they have Rainbow Drive and Albert Rain?
I can't answer that question. I can inquire about it. Megan Boulevard is a state highway, and we as county commissioners and city commissioners and city council and county commissioners, we don't have we don't pave that road. We can ask and ask and ask, but it's still left up to the state when they will come in and do so. So the best thing we can do is ask, and I give Andre an answer what the state tell me, and allow him to tell us back on here. And we can help by trying to add pressure, but it's still left up to the state. That's theirs.
let me ask a question while we're at that and then make a statement. So, is there anyone that, as citizens, that we can send emails or write to or make calls? Is there a state representative that handles that we can make calls and pressure as well?
You can call ALDOT, which is Alabama Road Department. You can call ALDOT, and they'll have divisions. You will look for the gas division, which is out there on 77, and they'll give you phone numbers and there's emails on the website, so you can put that information in and share your concerns about that. And I think that we did ask about it. I asked about the road over there in front of McDonald's, Burger King, at those railroad tracks. I've asked several times about how can we get that fixed, and I help. They tell me they're getting to it. I asked about the turn lanes right there at 11th Street and also the turn lane at 9th Street, how they're so raggedy. I even offered to pay for those. I had enough money to pay for that. They said we're going to get to it, and that hasn't happened yet. So
Let
we
me
are
ask you
trying.
something. I saw you at the city council a couple of weeks ago, and they was the president told was commending you for partnering with them. What was it that you did with the council? The council.
Well, with the money that we get for our road discretionary, I went in partnership with them to help fix roads and pave roads that they didn't have the money for that were in our district. My projects would not be done with a couple other projects. One is the sewer and drainage project that I give money to. That project will be a while down the road getting done, but I did give money to it. They haven't paved the road yet. I think the first project they're going to do on the book is try to cut the road in for the school to relieve the tension of traffic.
Was
Right.
that Adams Elementary?
That's I said yes, to relieve the
How
tension.
much money did you give them to
It was
help them?
it was about 177,000 to help cut
Okay.
that.
Okay. What about the other road? What did you give them?
The road up there by Gadsden State, it was 86,000, and I think the other was 100,000 to go towards the sewer drainage. Now they haven't started these projects yet. I have no control of that. I just know I gave them money so it could help getting
Okay.
it done.
So you done more than just give 27,000 away.
Oh
In
yeah.
other words, okay. So you are okay. All right, because that's all we hear. I ain't heard nothing else.
Well, if you want to talk about giveaway, I gave $100,000 to the city of Itala, and then in return we got the roads paid over there, and we got the playground with new equipment because the other equipment was old. In fact, it was old enough that we could take it out and throw it away, and we put over $30,000 worth of new equipment in the playground for the kids in District 5 over there. So it's
Okay.
just about building our district up, and I think also the statement was made that I did not give this 27,000 over a 2-year period. Our fiscal year is October to October, not January to January. Our fiscal year in business at the county and most large corporations is October to October. Well, I did give that nonprofit $10,000 in the same year, in the same calendar year, but in the same fiscal year. That was 2 different years with the calendar year.
Yeah.
So if I
And
gave
that's the thing. That's the thing that, and I don't mean to cut you off, but I do, because I want our listeners and our viewers to understand that sometimes, people get on their platform and they will make statements like, "Stop lying, tell the truth," and they attack the preacher in the pulpit and all the time. And I'm a pastor. I think all 3 of us are. And I, I don't know who you're talking about, but you constantly talking about folks praying, and ain't nothing wrong with praying. Only people that got problem with praying are those that don't pray. So what I'm saying is there's a lot of times people would say things and they will play on your intelligence. And there's some stuff that I've heard that now they both know what a fiscal year is. They made the statement, you gave money in March and you gave money in November of the same year, but they know that October is the end of the fiscal year and it's the beginning of a new one. So they know, even though it appeared to be in 2021, October ends that fiscal year. So new monies is given out in October to the commissioner. Okay.
That's correct.
It runs from October to October. She's been a commissioner. She know how this runs. And you ain't gonna tell me you running for mayor, you don't know how this operates. That new monies is given in October, because that's the end and the beginning of the fiscal year. So when you tell the constituents these things, and there are some people who do not know this, you make them think that this man is telling a lie, and you made that statement that he was lying on the particular radio show. And you know good and well you're twisting things and you playing on these people's intelligence. And just because they may not be aware of how fiscal year operate, you got them thinking this man is doing something so terribly bad. The games, they won't talk about we playing games. They the one playing. It's sad to me that the very thing that they accuse that is coming from your account, they're actually doing it, but they're making the people that listen to them think that it's not coming from their account, it's coming from yours. So you need to be very careful. Y'all, people, do some research, talk to some credible people. If you're listening to it for quite some time now, you pretty much know now the game that they're playing, and the path that they're traveling down. My thing is, I would never tear down another African American because I know how hard it is for us. Run the race on your platform. I've been saying that from the beginning. I've given them the same opportunity I've given you to come on this show, say what you need to say. But for as attacking, that is uncalled for. And probably, it was told to me that the very one that supports them actually blamed the opponent for losing the race because of the tactics and tricks that they use. So like to me, there's a straddle of the fence. I'm with you as long as you're winning, but when you lose, it's your fault you lost. You shouldn't have done that. She went to that man's job. But then they play like they don't know that she went to the job. So yeah, we ironed it all out. So come on, Commissioner, what you have?
You got me worked up, buddy. I mean, a lot of stuff.
I'm just sick of folks trying to paint. Don't paint me out to be a liar. Don't paint me out to be discreditable. We come on this show, we try to be neutral, but we're going to speak facts. And when people start bringing our show up in their show, they got to be some big fans of ours to be so concerned about our show and watching our show. But when you do that, you start attacking my character and trying to make it look like I'm not a credible person, then I got a strong issue with you. And I'm gonna call it like it is. I'm gonna call it exactly like it is. So when they start making threats, talking about you might want to be careful. You might want to be careful. And that is not a threat. You might want to be careful. You ain't the only one got a voice in this city. You ain't the only one got a platform where you can jump on there every day, say what you want to say. Because I can jump on here every day, say what I want to say. It is what it is. You know.
Interrupt my brother.
I try to be calm about stuff like that. But it's uncalled for over a doggone seat. Over a county commissioner seat. Are you serious? This is what we doing? We want to attack each other, drag each other down over a seat. And then when it's all over with, depends on who wins, depends on if you're going to be able to speak to each other again. That's crazy. It's crazy. Your heart needs to be in the right place about this whole ordeal. If you can't help in the seat, she gave up the seat and wanted to test drive something else. And when she couldn't test drive it no longer, she wanted to come back to the seat. You know, I ain't heard so much about a county commissioner seat than I've heard the last 3 months.
Well, take a break. Get you you breathe.
And I heard I may have a new opponent. And let me go and say this. We knew it was something was brewing when she appeared on my show. I want them to talk about it tomorrow. Because I come back on tomorrow night. It'll make me no different. But when she came on the show, she made the statement. He didn't have to canvass last time, but he had to get out there and campaign this time because he's going to have an opponent. I asked the question, do you know something I don't know? She went open her mouth and say, so now all of a sudden that particular person that do all the talking for have now said that he's been asked several times for people to run for the school board District 3 against me. And he's carefully considering it. Same one that was going to run that thought about running for city council and asked me to run for city council District 3. He and his buddy asked me that, and I refused to take it. And I said I was fine right where I was at. So now they considering it. So let's put it all out there. We're going to put it out there.
Well, let me say this, Reverend. Take you a breath. Breathe. Let's do some breathing exercises. Breathe in.
Yeah, here you go.
Hold it. Hold it. Now exhale. Let me say two things and then I'm done.
let me go first, Jay.
My brother is gone. Listen.
Let me go first.
I'm gonna say in the words of Michelle Obama, when they go low, you go high. And let me say this is my last statement for tonight. Commissioner, keep your head up. It's a process. You know.
Yes. Well, I want to say this, and I'm only going to say this, and I'm going to be through my great friend, although he's Pastor Z on here. I ask the question often: how do we know when the best interest of District 5 is at? And I ask this question because when you take money from a group that is mostly Republican, that is backing your campaign, that gives you $10,000 to run a county commissioner seat against me, why would you? And then you go on and say, I'm running as a Democrat. I am a Democrat. And I love District 5. And I'm going to always be committed and dedicated to District 5, which represents Democrats. I don't need Republican money. to make this happen. I don't need them to give me $10,000 or $2,000 or $1,000. Because the people need to know that I love them and what I have is theirs. And I'm not giving the money away that's in District 5 to go anywhere else but District 5. All the money that I gave away to help other people was my discretionary fund money. And I did help other communities with my discretionary fund. But that $110,000 we get every single year, October, 110 is about what we get. I put that in our community. So I just want you to understand my loyalty is to the Democratic Party and to District 5. I care about this community. In fact, I love this community. And we're not through yet. We still got much to do. And that's why I picked the slogan, let's continue. Let's continue working to rebuild and build our community where we're proud of our community, to where they have to respect our community and have to look at our community in a different way because we're making changes. And I said a long time ago, I don't want people to come in District 5 and bring a Band-Aid and then leave back out. Don't give us a little bit, give us a whole lot so that we can make changes in our community where people can be proud of where they live. And I leave it like that right there. Thank you all tonight for having me on. I'm excited about tomorrow with the votes being counted at 12 o'clock. I will be
That's
there.
not tomorrow.
Wednesday next week.
I thought it was Tuesday next week.
No, they count on Wednesday.
At 12 noon?
No, you're right, Dre. I'm sorry. You're sorry. My mind gone. You're right.
Wait a minute. Did you say
you got me working?
Okay, do y'all get $110 for discretionary funds?
No, we get for road. That's road. That's road funds.
So you was talking about $110 for road.
Yeah, we get 110.
Make it clear now because it's gonna get twisted.
But no, it's 110 for roads, not discretionary. We only get like $40,000 a year to help with nonprofit organizations.
Which is from October to
October.
Okay.
That may be in the same year, but we'll get it in that fiscal year and give it again in that fiscal year. And so, yeah, you can say it's the same year, but it's not. It's fiscal year that we get our money. So I just wanted people to understand.
I apologize to our viewers.
Yeah, you went off.
If I wasn't
professional,
I lost it for a minute. That's what Bishop said earlier about temporary.
That's that temporary insanity, baby. Sneak up on you.
Folks play too many games, man. They play too many games, and they need to be careful who they play with. They play too many games, and need to be careful who they play with. Because when you get up talking about preachers standing in the pulpit, lying, and preaching the gospel, and all that, now that's my character. You know, my name and my name is all I got. And you start messing with the wrong thing, we fall in a totally different category then, where you know lawsuits and all type of stuff can take place. So you need to be careful, because you so gun-ho on people supporting a certain person that you would do anything and everything to try to help them get where they need to go and make other folk look like it ain't no good to them. So, and I don't call that a friend. And I thought at upon a time that we was okay, but I see what can destroy a relationship. So,
what can make us whole again?
Nothing.
Nothing but the blood of Jesus.
That's Bishop.
What's up, Van Smith? Pastor Van Smith, good to see you, brother. Good to see all of you here on tonight. Again, you said let's continue. Well, that's what's going on with this election.
It is continue. Well, I can pretty much bet you, and I'm not a bet man, but I can assure you that if this poll comes out in my favor after they count the provisionals, they will file a contest against it. I'm telling you, I don't know. I'm just saying that they're going to file.
Hey, listen, I watch a lot of I watch a lot of series. I just got through watching The Lincoln Lawyer on
It
Netflix.
seems like it's pretty
Netflix.
good.
It is real good. It's about 10 episodes, maybe
Okay.
11, but it's good. In most series, it's 10 episodes anyway. So I
Okay.
watch Power,
I
I watch
may check
all of
it
that
out.
stuff. I hope that this election do not become a series.
I didn't see it coming.
I didn't either.
I
30
didn't
minutes
see
this
it
time.
coming.
30 minutes this time.
I thought we were talking about. I didn't see that coming.
Well, we might,
Jeffery
Boy,
frozen
you
me.
sick.
okay,
Eh,
yeah, yeah.
I didn't see
Well,
it coming.
yeah.
Listen, I'm excited about everything. I still have great spirit about everything. And again, I'm only going to talk about the things that I know. And like I said, it's just my thought about the other. It's not a factual thing. Please don't take that out of care. I just think that if this doesn't come out in her favor, I think we're going to have a contest, or she'll file a contest to see. I feel, again, the people voted. Everybody had a chance to go to the polls. The numbers on the poll, I read them to you. And I think that tells who the people wanted. And that's how I look at it.
Let me ask you this. Just if, there's a big if. I just want to ask you this.
I feel you,
If
Rebel.
it goes the other way,
I feel you, Rebel.
and just if it goes the other way, would you call and concede or
Yes.
congratulate?
Yes.
And I think that's what we need to do. Now, I'm not so sure you'll get a phone call from them. Not for that. But I think that you need to have good sportsmanship. You need to, at the end of the day, you did all you could do. The people spoke. And I said this about a situation that I was a part of. An election I was a part of, and the people stood up to vote for the other person, but they didn't vote for me as many. They won the election. I walked up to the person that my name was involved in, that my opponent, and I shook their hand and told them, I wish them well. Well, they said thank you. So I'm gonna tell you this. I made this statement and I made it clear that when election time come again, that I would not put my name in. And the reason why I won't put my name in, because in order for you to be successful at that particular
Support.
position, you got to have the support from the people that's voting for you. And I saw the way they voted against me last time, so I wouldn't dare put myself in that position again. Okay? So, in order for the particular organization or association to be successful, you need somebody in that position that the people respect and would like to work with. So, I wouldn't dare run for it again because I know what I saw before. Okay? So all I'm saying is I understand people want what they want. And when you hear their voice by their vote, that's all you can go on. You can't be mad at the person that won because that's the person that's just your opponent. I see boxers beat each other up. I'm talking about beat them up. And at the end of the fight, they hug each other. I didn't see that at the debate. I don't know if you didn't reach out to shake her hand or you just was scared or what it was. But I didn't see y'all shake hands before the debate. I didn't see y'all shake hands after the debate. At the end of the day, your platform is your platform. You ain't mad at each other. Anybody can run, and the best man win. Even when she came on the show here, I said, I wish you well. But I just want, would you contest it?
No.
Okay.
So he's on record for saying he would.
I'll say that anytime. If there's enough provisional ballots to pull her to the front, that means the people wanted her. And I just said that, so I will
Edwards.
step down.
No, sir, Pastor Edwards. I'm not running for that position. Now, school board, District 3.
You got it.
Whoever run against me, baby.
You need to walk when you had church, when your church opened Sunday, and when you get
Lay
through
hands on yourself.
preaching, when you get through preaching, and them deacons come up there when you say the doors of the church are open, when they come up there and put them chairs out,
Yes,
I want
ma'am.
you to walk down out the pulpit,
And do
and
what?
I want you to sit down in one of them chairs,
And do what? Join the
get
church.
saved,
Oh,
and then join the church.
listen. One thing Daddy always told me: always join under somebody else because you don't need to be your own pastor.
Listen,
You never join the church you pastor.
listen. I will say this though, Donald Trump never called Biden or did what he was supposed to do, but it didn't change the outcome
No,
of
it
the
never
race.
changed.
So,
No.
so
Y'all messy.
I'm just saying, no,
What
Yeah.
you
I'm
mean,
being
messy?
true.
It's the
I'm
truth.
being true, regardless of somebody else conceding or making a phone
That's it.
call. When things are done, when the powers that be work their way out, and the process is done, however it is, hey, it is what it is. And
And
I
here's
would,
the thing. Here's the thing. I know that, and we got viewers, some that's for us and some that's against us, Bishop. It was said on the radio show that some of the viewers called those individuals and told them that we was saying things about them, whatever. Listen, viewers, if you're gonna call them, tell them, just send them the link. Let them look at it themselves.
well,
Because
they know we on here. They've been on the show before. Them people know we
yeah,
here.
they know and they watch. They say they
Yeah.
ain't. They try to act like they ain't watch. They was told, but they watching. Just send them the link. Cause if I say it once, believe me, I can say it 100 times.
You in rare form tonight, Reverend.
I'm just
There you
man.
go.
I'm just tired of games, man.
You
The
in rare
the
form.
games and some folks too old for games. Literally.
Commissioner,
Yeah.
You too
I'm
old for
froze.
games. Quit playing games.
I'm
You know,
froze.
both of you. But anyway, we got to get off here. We've been on here long enough.
Thank you,
Thank
guys.
you there, Mr. Robinson.
Thank
Yes,
you,
sir.
guys.
That's all we can do is keep it real.
That's it.
That's all we
Real
can do,
talk.
brother. Good to see you, Pastor, in South Carolina, man. We pray all is well with you. Good to have these pastors on here, man. Great to have Pastor Eddie Etheridge of 16th
I
Street.
feel like you need to open the doors of the church. All these preachers on here.
Look at Sean. Now
Yeah,
Sean
yeah.
and Marshall.
That's right, Sean. Tell him, cool down, cool down, cool down.
Now, when my brother come on here and say, calm down, y'all know I'm worked up. He knows when I'm worked up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we listen, I really get upset when people, the elderly people and the people that may not know what's a physical year from, and how things work, and you curve things to make them think that somebody's lying to them when they're actually painting a picture to make it look like that because they playing on their intelligence, and that's not, I don't like that. Don't do people like that. I have an issue with that. And he even made the statement today on the show about the sample ballot. Said he didn't mean to say it, but he said, what fool will take a sample ballot and vote by it? Then he said, I didn't mean to say that. And it was, I'm sure it was recorded. If I'm lying, tell him play it again.
That's why I watch CNN.
Yeah. Sample ballots and talking about they ancient, they should have been done away with. It's sad that you would get rid of stuff because the person that you are in favor of is not the one this time. Would not be saying that had the coin been flipped and it landed on her. Okay. Great show. Pray for those people in Buffalo. Pray for those people in Texas. Pray for our world, our nation. While we're attacking each other, people are dying. People are suffering. People's lives are being lost. Have anybody heard anything about the virus? Where is the status with the COVID?
Well, numbers are up. It's kind of
Yeah.
I
one of
heard that,
yeah,
but
numbers are up, but it for me, it's one of those things where you basically you have to protect yourself and keep going because you guys know I'll show up with my mask on or whatever. I still do that and all those things, but we've got other things. The COVID is here, but if you notice, also they have the monkeypox. Is the monkeypox?
yeah,
You
where
know,
is it in the United States?
I think I was something that came across me today or yesterday, where there were some cases or whatever, but they are well ahead. That's again, they're proactive the way we
It's that
should have
up
been.
over 1,000 in Alabama in the last 7 days.
Like the
I mean,
monkeypox or
Cases. No, I don't
COVID?
think the monkeypox is in Alabama, is it?
no,
No,
the
COVID.
monkeypox is not. He talking about you talking about the virus. You talking about
She
what?
was talking about.
No,
She
she talking
talking
about
about
gotta be talking
COVID.
about the COVID, yeah.
She talking about COVID.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, I've heard several people, it's over. It's over. No,
Wait a minute.
Fauci declared that the pandemic was over. That
Now,
virus still out there.
Yeah.
Marquita Kerr is saying yes in 3 states. Marquita, I need you to make tell me, is it monkeypox that's in 3 states? And if you know the states, can you tell us what states they are and how many cases in the United States? If you can tell us that. What's up, classmate, Miss Mary? That's what I love about our viewers, that they have information that they share with us that we can share with everybody. So thank you, listeners. Monkeypox is in Florida, New York, and California. Now, do you know how many cases that has been reported in the United States? Okay, she said, I don't know the status. Thank
Yeah,
you, Miss Marquita.
but they already have the
Virginia for
vaccination.
sure. So they say in Virginia, so that's 4 states.
They already had the vaccination and making it available for that.
And it's like bumps all over their skin, right?
When I saw pictures of it, it looks like chicken pox on steroids.
She said not more than 12.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I thank y'all. Thank y'all so much for sharing that with us. How do you prevent from getting, what do they say it's coming from?
Well,
do you know where it's saying it's coming from? How you can contract it?
One of the things that I heard, it could be sexually transmitted.
Monkeypox.
That's one of the things that I heard.
It's been around. It's been around a long time. Reading it says half a century ago.
Yeah.
Same partner. Monkeys. Look at Marquita talking about monkeys. There are 9 cases in 7 states. Oh my goodness. These states are getting larger. They said it was just 3 from years ago.
Pastor Van
I
says
hear one. Wait a minute. Put your hands up, Tanya. Let me see your hands. They are saying skin to skin contact pretty much. But that you can easily get that then if it's just skin to skin contact. They say you're right, Bishop.
So
what are all the ways? Let me just say that.
I think. Let's just see.
You done got nervous over these monkeypox. We need to do it.
No, we trying to inform the people. We're an informational podcast. The CDC is tracking monkeypox cases in 7 states: California, Florida, Massachusetts, New York, Utah, Virginia, and Washington.
But I think the
It
thing,
looks like big blisters all over the body.
yeah, I said chicken pox on
Okay, you can take that
steroids.
down now.
Cause then they gonna say we got
Yeah,
on the
there
show.
go. They be going back trying to find another job yet.
Stupid. Tell you what I'm gonna do with it.
Baby, he in real form tonight, honey. Forget this. God don't know. Man.
Well,
but I know they are offering the vaccine to some. They already have a vaccination. But
let me tell you this about the vaccination. That we say this, and I work at a military installation, and when it first came out about the COVID, they pretty much, you felt threatened to take the vaccination because if you didn't take it, they kind of made a statement about they gonna start relieving people of their jobs. So a lot of people took it because they didn't want to lose their job. But the sad thing about that is, and I understand you want everybody to live, but people have rights. We don't want to take their rights from them. But then all of a sudden, after over half of the military installation took the vaccination, then all of a sudden, some came down from CDC, not CDC, but from TACOM, saying that they had to put that on hold. So now the ones that didn't take it, that they safe. Ain't nothing happened to them. And the ones that took it, they felt like, now wait a minute, we was betrayed, we was deceived. You told us not to betray, but we were deceived. You told us pretty much we're gonna lose our job if we didn't take it. So we took it out of fear of losing our job. And here, folks out here working beside me now never took it, and they still got a job.
But now something happened. Something went before. Was it the Supreme Court or somebody to where they could not do that? The Supreme Court brought that down. That they could not.
They should have ran it through everything before they decide to make that threat to people.
No, he did it, and somebody just like she contested, somebody took it before the courts, and the courts decided, and they ruled against
the mandate.
The mandate was there, but the mandate went before the Supreme Court. I think it
was unconstitutional.
Unconstitutional to make people take it. But I will say this, that mandate is not there. But if we continue to see numbers rise and things start to get out of hand, like they are saying, as far as, outbreaks and everything like that, I do believe that they're going to be business owners who, before you can get into some places and do some things, you're gonna have to show that vaccination card.
Yeah,
I do believe that, because that's already taking place.
They was doing that in Washington when we went to Washington. You couldn't go in the restaurant without that card.
So
one quick thing, right quick. I'm hearing about the license, and when is the deadline passed of getting the star on the license? And they said it's going to be pretty much mandatory. Y'all know anything about that?
It is mandatory. It's the only way you can fly. They put a little gold star up in the corner.
Is that the only thing to fly?
To be able to fly.
So if you ain't plan on flying, you don't have to have the star.
Well, at some point you're gonna fly, they think.
Well, they think all they want to.
But you want to get it done.
Reverend, you need to go get it done.
Why? Tell me why. What reasons do you need to start? Just explain it.
Well, all we said
Some
was
people want
based
to
on
know.
based on what we got was it was simply about flying, and it was the safety precaution after 9/11 that you've already been checked. You are a citizen, and you're not a terrorist, and you have had a background. So once you go in and do it, they make sure who you are. So you go to the DMV, the driver's license in Glencoe, and get your license. So if you got a birthday coming up and you go get your license renewed, then go ahead and get the star. I think it's $35.
You can get it in Glencoe.
You can get the star in Glencoe.
Do they have more than one person working in Glencoe?
I don't know that part now.
Well, Lord have mercy. I know a lot of folks run to Jacksonville. Take you forever. I took my daughter out there to get her driver's license. Lord have mercy. And it's one person. She doing the testing. Then she come out, get in the car and do the road test. She get in the car, do the road test. Whoever gonna take the permit, you can counsel today. It's a real ID act. They say it's going to be mandatory.
It's going to be effective May of 2023.
May of 2023.
So there's no late fee penalty on it as of now. Because it's supposed to happen 2 years ago.
They said you can only get the star in Glencoe. You can't go to Jacksonville? Oh, you probably can't get it at the county. The county.
No, you can't get it at the county. No, you cannot get it at the county.
Why you can't get it at the county?
Because we don't have
everything there.
No, we're not tied into that same database. That's totally
different. You as a commissioner, other than doing road and bridge, do something about that?
He said
y'all fighting for this seat. Y'all fighting for this doggone seat, and y'all flipping out and got folks at war, and y'all can't do nothing but
y'all nowhere.
Okay, y'all.
Well, when Miss Parker came on the show, she told you what the commissioners do. Then she said roads and bridges. That's not in the county commissioner Washington's job description.
It's not in my purview. It's just not. That's the thing.
Y'all don't have the proper machines.
Right. Not there. All we have is
any place where you can take the driver license exam. Okay. Good to know. Thank you, Ms. Cherry. We have some very knowledgeable people on here, and I thank you so much for helping us to inform other people and informing me as well. Thank you. Stars available in Glencoe and Jacksonville. Thank you, Miss Epiphany Cherry. All right. It's been a pleasure. We've been here almost close to 2 hours, and we have had 50+ people join us and stay with us. Thank you all for coming with us. Tell you what, I'll let all of you say your farewells and your goodbyes at this moment, starting with you, our County Commissioner, District 5, Mr. Jeffery Washington. Go ahead.
I want to say thank you all for going to the polls and voting on last Tuesday. And it is still a joy to continue to serve you guys. We're hoping everything works out and I still be your elected county official when this is all over with. So keep me in your prayers. Let's move forward. Let's continue making things happen in District 5. Thank you all again for being here tonight as we share it. Love you all.
Bishop?
Enjoyed having you on tonight, Commissioner, and for clearing up what things you did. We wish you well. We wish you the best, and hopefully things will be where they need to be on next week around this time. Thank you to all of you who tuned in tonight and shared in this conversation as well. You, Pastor, are you frozen again?
No, I'm here.
Okay. Thank you for allowing me to take part in the show. And
you don't have to. You're my co-host. We host.
I know, but I just wanted to say thank you. I just wanted to say thank you to everybody.
How polite are you? That was so sweet.
Maybe I should have said enjoyed doing the show with you tonight.
Always. Love it. Love doing the show with you. We see Pastor Dudley been flying on the radar on here tonight. Just not saying something. New Liberty this Sunday, 12:30 to 2:30. They're having COVID shots. They're gonna be giving out COVID shots. Get your COVID shots. I see Apostle Claudine Crumpler is on as well. Glad to have you on as always. I need some information on the bridge coming from 759. So Commissioner, get with Apostle Claudine Crumpler. Okay.
Can I share my number?
Yeah, sure.
256-441-5333. That's 256-441-5333. And to save this part, the state will start coming into our neighborhood in October to start requisitioning and buying homes in that neighborhood. In October, they will be coming to do so.
Say what now?
In October, the state will, ALDOT, the state, will start coming through East Gaston in the lane where they're going to build the extension off of 759 that will come into the neighborhood in October to start trying to buy homes.
Where
Okay,
is that
so
at?
that's probably what Apostle Crumpler was talking about.
Yes.
So you need, Apostle Crumpler, get in touch with them, 256-441-5333.
That's it.
Okay. Well, all right. Until next Thursday, 6:15. Have a wonderful day.
Birmingham, Gadsden, and all surrounding areas.
I got beans, greens, potatoes, tomatoes, lamb, rams, hog. You name it!
Rib Bones and Humility Music present An Evening with Gospel's Best, starring the 11-time Grammy Award-winning Queen, Pastor Shirley Caesar. Sunday, June 26th, 4 p.m. at the venue at Coosa Landing. Pastor Shirley Caesar, and she's not coming alone. See Leandria Johnson. Leandria Johnson and Tim Rogers.
If you know you've been blessed, let me hear you say,
An Evening with Gospel's Best. Sunday, June 26th, 4 p.m. at the venue at Coosa Landing in Gadsden. Tickets at Eventbrite.com. JB's House of Fashion in Birmingham. Rib Bones in Gadsden. Mr. Shoes in Huntsville. And On Time Fashion in Oxford. Make it a girls' getaway trip, ladies. For info, 256-557-3746.
Hey everyone, this is your girl Leandria Johnson. Listen, meet me, Pastor Shirley Caesar, Pastor Tim Rogers, Sunday, June 26, 2022 at 4 p.m. Now the doors open at 3 p.m. and this event will be held at the Coosa Landing, 201 George Wallace Road in Gadsden, Alabama. Listen, come on out, bring your crew, and let us fellowship together. All right? June 26, 4 p.m. Hope to see you there.